the final moment that we'll never have again time to talk about on Raila Odinga. So finally, Raila Odinga was lifted from Kisumu to BoNDO. And before then, we should look at the preparation of the grave. Of course, all of you should be aware that Citizen under Macharia CK decided to air everything on Raila Odinga since his demise up to today. CK Macharia is actually a very good friend of Raila Odinga, and therefore that is why he had to show this good gesture. So here, that was 10 a.m. The preparations of the grave were going on, and under Engineer Morris, it was clearly indicated that everything was being done to ensure that things are done perfectly and as they prepare the resting place for Raila Odinga. Of course, given that he didn't instruct anything about possibly not having a permanent grave, that is the gesture and the move that has been taken. So if you are not informed or maybe you didn't check on something, this was in BoNDO Alive. Let's check on this.
Now we understand that they are just waiting for it to cure for a few minutes to a few hours so that they can be ready to go ahead and do the tiling. But also, the very many people that have been here taking keen interest in following the proceedings, the status of it. We have a gentleman here. He is the Chief Executive Officer of the National Construction Authority, Engineer Maurice Akech. Good morning, and it's good to see you at this time. Perhaps you can tell us about what it has taken the last couple of hours of the night.
Thank you, Sam. We've been here the whole night trying to prepare this final resting place for Baba. We are very well on course, and the progress is very good. Since yesterday, of course, as you can see, yesterday by evening, we were preparing the floor down there. Now we've lifted the walling, and we are now in the final stages of putting the finishes on the floor and the walls, and then we'll be done so that we are ready for tomorrow. So this is a very significant moment for us in history because we are here to witness the construction of this very important facility.
Of course, a grave is one of the very important aspects in anybody's funeral, and it was observed carefully with a team of experts handling it. As you can see, one of the experts who has just been interviewed showing the keen effort that they have put into this, expertise, knowledge, and a lot of effort put together to ensure that the grave is ready. So, while going on by 10:54, of course, the body viewing process was also happening at Kisumu, and currently now it's in BoNDO. Now let's see this part.
Place where the burning will be happening. By that time, all this, we are taking advantage of all that time to let this continue getting the necessary strength. Even the backfilling you're talking about, we've been doing it in stages so that we don't overwhelm the wall, because there is a soil against it. So if you backfill immediately, it will cause some kind of special one. We will not return the soil inside the hole once you've done the tiling and the plaster work inside, apart from the soil that is symbolic.
All right, so considering what the engineer shared, apart from the symbolic soil that will be thrown into the grave during burial, the rest of it will be the normal one. Now let's get to also check on the captain who actually ferried the body of the late Raila Odinga all the way to the Nyanza. And this is a lady, Captain Savemaria. So this is another very important or significant part of Raila's life. Although in death, we can actually see that JKIA had to use a very significant moment with a plane indicated RAW 001. So let's get to see the lady here. That is also the in-flight performer manager alongside her.
Every day is not a normal day in our job. And just like any flight, we woke up to just fly our rooster. But there was the heaviness and the responsibility to our country that made it not almost like it was both emotional and overwhelming to me, as an individual. But I knew that I had to go because I was briefly studying Kenya. I was briefly studying the country, and it was an honor for me to be the one mandated by the company to go and accompany the flight and make sure that all protocols are observed and the Honorable Raila Odinga is brought safely home.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking.
To be honest, I went to speak and nothing came out.
On behalf of the Kenya Airways family.
And I had to come off the speaker, take a deep breath, and then try again. And my voice was a little shaky, but me and somehow the words flew.
Dedication to peace and determination to address our continent's challenges.
My embassy goes to
All right, so this becomes a very significant moment, something that will be historical again. At some point, maybe they'll be asking about this. And so we saw that mourners were actually wailing while the body was leaving Kisumu. Yeah, so as the KDF actually airlifted the body, a lot of mourners had to wail as again the speeches had been indicated not to be, but they had to be. One of the things people are not understanding is why at Nyayo Stadium there was a lot of time, but even dignitaries from other countries were not allowed to speak. So something that people are just questioning why it had to happen. All right. So during the lifting moment from Kisumu, the crowd was still there. Remember, we showed that during the day. By 15:31, that is when the body was lifted. And you can see a lot of crowd over there. Actually, even as Kindiki said yesterday, there is nobody who has been ever mourned like this in this country. So this will become a historical moment. If you miss it, you will be checking on our channels to remember this. No one has been mourned as Baba, actually, with the crowds in different places, especially Nairobi and Kisumu, and finally BoNDO. So by 15:32, this was the situation on the ground as the different police bodies were getting ready to lift or airlift the body to BoNDO. And as they were lifting the mourners and were wailing. Yeah, so slowly as the plane ascended, the mourners began to wail at Kisumu. So that was around 1552. And some unbelieving, they began now to stream away from the stadium, while others were wailing. That was a sad decline I'll receive later, because if I do receive now, it will interfere with so many things I'm doing. Yeah, and of course, this is one of the messages that Ida passed to the people.
The situation that we found ourselves in today. None of us knew that the time had come that my dear husband, RAILA, was going to leave us. But since the time has come, we have to deal with it the way it is. I just want to make a small statement concerning the situation. I know RAILA was loved by his people, his family, his community, his party members, Kenyans, Africa, and even many parts of the world. The way I'm saying this is because I've received condolences messages from many, many parts of the world, and tomorrow I hope I'll be able to read for you. Now, I want to appeal to our people. I want to appeal to our people that we must mourn RAILA in peace. It is a solemn occasion. It is not an occasion of confusion. Things work better if we do it in a solemn manner. What we are going to do, you might want to have no one of the name, and image of your my
Yeah, so Ida, of course, has kept emphasizing on peace, 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 peace. And of course, while when they arrived at BoNDO, just by 5:05 around there, the viewing of the body was the next procedure, and we saw Mama Ida actually leading in the viewing of the body. So let's watch that before we come to TERO BuRU to see how Natembea and Eugene Wamalwa did it. This is a traditional observation among the Luo people, and of course anybody else from another culture can also observe it. So Natembea and Eugene Wamalwa have been on the forefront to observe that.
Asante mtumishi wa Mungu. Sasa tunaanza kutizama mwili na familia na wanafamilia.
So this is the Opoda farm, BoNDO.
creating a video for your needs. Introducing Video Creator. The
Akwayo kijende manie tokema. Aikanyo mondi duok koni. Wadwani wadhi. Eyo madwarore. Wanjo sakwa. Okwanjo motarore. Your first aid ubede machiegni. Watu wa huduma ya kwanza muwe karibu. Watu wa huduma ya kwanza muwe karibu. Keti chini ama ulale chini wakati nyuki inakuja. Kikiringi, usikimbie jamani. Usikimbie jamani. Keti tu chini. Pole pole. Beda beda pin. Beda beda pin.
Peda peda pin. Kaa chini pole pole.
Beda beda pin. Mamoko, cabinet secretaries manitiere, PSS gi wajumbe, mana mapio pio, kaito koro, jopinto Baba umelala we, nenda we, Raila, udijitoa kwa ajili ya Kenya. Hatutasahau, Baba hatutasahau, tutayakumbuka mema yako, tutaukumbuka uongozi wako.
Yeah, so of course at BoNDO, the observation was either began viewing, that is the close family members, then the first service individuals before governors, senators, among others. All right. Now, away from that, let's also check on TERO BuRU. TERO BuRU is a very important tradition observation among the Luo people. Whether you come from any other culture in Kenya or even from outside, if you decide to observe it, you can observe it. So I want to show you Natembea all the way from Kitale traveled yesterday alongside Eugene Wamalwa, among others, to observe TERO BuRU. But before that, the people from BoNDO, after Oburu actually delivered the news of the death of Raila Odinga, they observed TERO BuRU. So I'm bringing to you TERO BuRU, and after that we can move on to something else. So TERO BuRU at Raila's place has been observed, and it's a very important observation because remember the death of when Kenyatta died, we had elders who had to observe it, and among them was Jaramogi Odinga. So TERO BuRU was observed here at Raila's place. This is it. Yeah, so when you're observing TERO BuRU, most times you put on the twigs of trees or traditional clothing like animal skin, and you also observe with either the animals. At the same time, those animals will be finally killed. But if you joke around, you can be even killed by those animals. But TERO BuRU was being observed here. And you must also have sword. You must dare with a sword. It's like you are daring death. And the animals that are all normally used in TERO BuRU are supposed to be slaughtered later for the funeral observation. It's a risky, somehow risky process, you can see, but that is how tradition is observed. So after the falling of somebody important or significant in the family, TERO BuRU is observed by elders and people who understand what it is, conduct it. They sing along and wail about to signify that they are tired with death and they are actually mourning the fallen person. You can see the kind of bulls that are used in TERO BuRU sometimes are very aggressive. But then the men that are there are supposed to control that the animals, and the same animals are used as beef during the funeral observation. Now, these were the original Luo elders observing TERO BuRU at Raila Odinga's place. But then today or yesterday, if you check on today or yesterday, we had Natembea and Eugene Wamalo observing it. So I'm away. Natembea from all the way from Kitale head to observe TERO BuRU, and let's just take on that, and as well as Eugene Wamalwa, because for them they were actually observing the morning, the African morning way. So let's check on Natembea TERO BuRU at Raila's place. Just be patient with me, because for me, I'm observing the important moments of this actual moment here. So let's just check on Governor Natembea and what he observed here. So this was how Natembea observed TERO BuRU. Same time, of course, we had Eugene Wamalwa. Eugene Wamalwa had also to observe the TERO BuRU because of the traditional aspects in the Luo culture. But as I've said, anybody from any other culture can also perform it. So let's check on Eugene Wamalwa. All right. So, of course, remember when Kijana Wamalwa died, Raila Odinga had to go and perform TERO BuRU at the Wamalwa Kijana's end. And when he was the former vice president. And so Eugene Wamalwa had to return this tribute by reciprocating that to Raila's act. Now, when you look at Eugene Wamalwa, his teeth are almost exposed. And so many people thought that he was laughing while doing it, but that is his outlook generally. Yeah, and when you look at what Natembea did, of course, he also gave 15 bulls and 15 bags of maize to Raila's funeral. All right. Now, we have seen that there is a lot that has happened in this funeral. And of course, I want to take you back to what happened at Kisumu between 2 to 5. That's what I want to show you. So just give me some little time, then I'll show you something here in relation to that. And I still appreciate your presence here and remind you to subscribe to the channel as we look into the matters of Kisumu actually and how it was. So let me show you something here. All right, so let's check on this. So we post at around 1, but we have to continue from where we post so that we could have to check on other activities. So this is how it was. TERO BuRU. So the mourners kept viewing the body, honoring Baba, some dancing and performing. So they were remembering the panegyric songs targeting Raila, and they kept dancing and dancing. Some of them were actually having decorated themselves with the flag. That was Kisumu for you. That was by 2. So, of course, you remember the stadium was full to the brim. And the police were right there, not getting tired with the guarding and, you know, pulling people out of the line. By 15:05, the body was almost being lifted out.
See. Sasa jenaria.
So by this moment, there was almost the lifting process. What is it? Acha utoto. I didn't buy today. Neither did I buy on market day because there were no quality oranges. Though ndio nilifaa kununua but the money was limited.
Itafanyaje tu. Imeharibu sana.
Yeah, so now when you look at the youth and their response or reaction towards the situation, it's quite different. And of course, today some people had to go to Obama's wall and respond and question why he was quiet about everything that was happening. Imeiva.
Finya wapi?
Sasa wewe unaniletea na imewekwa huko jana. Inabadilika ikue hiyo red should be majority.
Wewe bado.
Okay, kule utasikia ikiwa na ukali kidogo kuliko ikiiva vizuri. Yeah, so of course there are different reactions from the youth, and one of them that I was really interested to understand is Kasmir. So, and Kasmuel Makure was one of the people that was actually closer to Baba just before his demise and earlier, I think. So I took an interest to actually listen to him, and he spoke from Opoda, BoNDO. So let's listen to this.
Has always wanted the best for the country. Even when
think about it, I'm looking at it in retrospect. I think Mzee was going to die because him getting into the broad-based government did not benefit him. It benefited his people, the minorities. He was the most tribeless Kenyan I know. There are Kikuyus in Mzee's office, like the people in charge of his food are not a tribeless person. And Mzee, I think, beyond him being the best Kenyan leader to ever do it, I think I have honesty. Mzee, His Excellency spoils me rotten. So I'm weeping because I and a friend, and he opened his doors for his family. To me, he treated me like a child of the home. And what direction do you think the discourse will take? I know that those who are drawing inspiration from RAILA politically and socially, what do you predict? I think I have to state this categorically clear, and now I have to be brutal. Take movement will be a party for the
Lakini kwa hivi sasa ndege iliyokuwa imebeba mwili wa hayati Raila Amolo Odinga iliwasili nyumbani kwake katika shamba la Opoda. Ndege iliyokuwa imebeba mwili wa hayati Raila Amolo Odinga iliwasili nyumbani kwake katika shamba la Opoda, BoNDO, kaunti ya Siaya kwa mara ya mwisho. Mwili wake ukipewa heshima na taadhima, ambapo uliondolewa kutoka kwenye ndege hiyo na wanajeshi chini ya uangalizi wa viongozi wa kidini na kusafirishwa kwa muda mfupi hadi eneo maalum lilokuwa limetengwa kwa shughuli ya kutazama mwili wa marehemu.
Mwili wake baba sasa utaletwa hapo, alafu sisi wote tutaweza kumhaga buriani.
Awali ilikuwa imearifiwa kwamba angepelekwa hadi katika boma lake ili familia yake na jamaa wa karibu kutoa heshima zao kabla ya kuletwa hapa.
Victor Ndungu, welcome. Thank you so much. You're the first to chat here. We really appreciate. And finally, the long journey of... That fruit is good. It's very good, by the way. It has a lot of roles in the body. Yeah, so of course, we've had so many people giving legacy towards Raila Odinga, including Wajakoyo, saying that he has now been orphaned. And there is a moment that we need also to check on, that is Babu. When Babu arrived at Kisumu, actually at first, they had indicated that there is no entry beyond 7. But it happened that somehow, Babu came to this place later, and the people lifted him to the ground, you know. Look at that. I want you to look at this part.
Kisumu was on fire, not with chaos or violence, but with the sound of roaring chants and unstoppable energy that seemed to rise from the very soul of the city, swept into a new kind of political storm. The man at the center of it all was Embakasi East Member of Parliament, Babu Owino. Just hours before, he had warned that there were plans to attack him during RAILA. Others thought he would sneak in quietly, avoiding the spotlight. But Babu Owino had other plans. True to his defiant and unpredictable character, he arrived in Kisumu like a man walking into destiny, confident, unshaken, and surrounded.
My work is easy because I use Google. Here's how I keep track of all my tasks. I start by brain dumping everything I need to get done.
The atmosphere changed the moment his convoy sneaked its way into the city. Word spread like wildfire. Babu was in town. By the time Babu filled the air like thunder rolling over Lake Victoria. It was not a planned rally. It was not an official visit. Yet it felt like a coronation. Men, women, and youths surged forward, waving. ODM legislators who had earlier dismissed Babu as a political showman watched how he moved with a quiet authority, waving at the people with the confidence of a man who knew his worth. His security was tight, not from the police, but from hundreds of young men who flanked him on every side, their loyalty burning in their eyes. These were not just followers, they were believers in the idea that Babu Owino might just be the future voice of the region. The chants only grew louder as his car rolled past Kibuye through the city's streets and towards Kondele. Mothers cheered from balconies, boda riders honked in rhythm, and traders abandoned their stalls to join the swelling crowd. For a city mourning its heroes, Kisumu seemed, even if for a moment, to find something to smile about again. A spark of political excitement, a glimpse of continuity in the storm of uncertainty. By the time his convoy came to a stop, the crowd had become almost impossible to control. The air was thick with dust and emotion. Babu stood atop his vehicle, waving and smiling, soaking. As the day fell, the chants of Babu still echoed through the streets. Kisumu had spoken. Wave of excitement remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, Babu Owino's reception in Kisumu was not ordinary. It was historic, emotional, and charged with meaning.
Yeah, so automatically Babu actually is one of the sceneries that happened at this funeral, and many of the citizens around Kisumu are actually urging Babu to take over the mantle now that Baba is gone. I don't know what your thought is about this, but I would actually say that if you compare Nairobi to Kisumu and any other place, possibly the people here now strongly believe in Babu than Bade, Gladys Wanga, or anybody else. All right? Yeah. And of course, Barack Obama was not left out of this scenery. Barack Obama was not left out of this scenery, and I'm trying to check on the moment so that I can show you this.
Karen had gone silent. In Kisumu, people gathered by the lakeside, lighting candles and singing freedom songs that once echoed in detention cells. The president's statement came swiftly. William Ruto calling Odinga the father of our democracy. From Delhi to Dakar, tributes poured in. And on Saturday morning, former U.S. President Barack Obama eulogized Raila Odinga. Quote, Raila Odinga was a true champion of democracy, a child of independence. He endured decades of struggle and sacrifice for the broader cause of freedom and self-governance in Kenya. Time and again, I personally saw him put the interests of his country ahead of his own ambitions. Like few other leaders anywhere, he was willing to choose the path of peace, reconciliation without compromising his core values. Through his life, Raila Odinga set an example not just for Kenyans, but across Africa and around the world. I know he will be missed. Michelle and I send our deepest condolences to his family and and to the people of Kenya, unquote.
All right, so many people are actually complaining that Barack Obama was quiet, but I saw that and I was just trying to bring this to the light. Maybe for those who will be watching, they'll be aware that there was some message um, from Barack Obama. So I think that is it for the day. Tomorrow is another day, and we'll be following closely the burial and movements at BoNDO tomorrow. Every moment from the time the mass or sermon will start up to the time of burial. Remember, these are times we'll never have to see again. This moment that is actually historical, and therefore that is why you've seen a lot of people coming out and sharing their feelings and exposing a lot. For example, Oburu actually exposed some things about Moi. We've seen Raila, Wajakoya exposing some things about this and all that. And a lot of songs have been composed again in relation to this moment. All right. So there's a lot that will come to the air. But I just believe that whatever comes should be something positive to help us move ahead and not make us stuck in this journey. Yeah, so I really appreciate all those of you who watched here, and maybe, just maybe, as time goes by, we will have more to share. Bye bye. Thank you for now.